Mavs fans, today's video is all for you. So if you're watching and you're a true MFFL, I got two things I want you to do. I want you to go ahead and like this video and then comment MFFL down in the comment section below. Let's get into today's video. Now, today we're talking about two centers that could be traded to the Dallas Mavericks. Bleacher Report kicked around these two ideas, and the first one they kicked around was one about Rudy Gobert. Now, we all know Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell haven't been getting along very well ever since the whole NBA hiatus has started. So Bleacher Report has an idea to send him to Dallas. Now, we all know Rudy Gobert is the two-time Defensive Player of the Year. He's one of the most feared shot blockers in the NBA, and he finishes around the rim really, really well as a good pick-and-roll guy and a lob threat as well. This year, his numbers have been absolutely outstanding for the Utah Jazz. He's averaging 15.1 points per game, nearly 14 rebounds, and 2 blocked shots. All of that to go along with finishing around 70% around the rim, 70% from the field as a whole. Now, Gobert would be a perfect, basically Tyson Chandler-esque player for this Dallas Maverick team. We all know he's going to be a free agent in 2021. And if that happens, the Dallas Mavericks are expected to chase him. But Utah may already be ready to move on from him if he and Donovan Mitchell cannot, come back together and be friends and teammates once again. So here's what Bleacher Report has proposed. They've got this whole trade idea laid out and ready to go. Utah sends Rudy Gobert, again, the two-time Defensive Player of the Year, to the Dallas Mavericks. And Utah receives Dwight Powell, Tim Hardaway Jr., a 2020 second-round pick, which is that Golden State Warriors pick, which will probably be the first pick in the second round. And then they also get the 2025 first-round pick from the Mavs, which is, of course, the first available first-round pick the Mavs can trade after giving away most of theirs in the Kristaps Porzingis deal. Now, it seems like a lot on the surface because you got two pretty good draft picks. You've got a starter in Tim Hardaway Jr. and another starter in Dwight Powell. So who wins this trade? That's my biggest question. Type D for Dallas, type U for Utah. Now, based on the best player alone, I guess Dallas wins this trade because, let's face it, Gobert is better than Dwight Powell and Tim Hardaway Jr., but you're losing two starters and you're also losing two draft picks. Now, I don't know if Utah says yes to this deal. I don't know if either team says yes to this deal, in fact, but if they do, if they can come to an agreement and say, hey, this is enough, let's go ahead and get Gobert to Dallas, let's get Tim Hardaway Jr., a quality starting shooting guard, Dwight Powell, a quality starting center, even though he tore his Achilles, and then 2 picks in for Gobert, maybe they can agree on something. I think Dallas says no. I think Utah says no. But if it happens, here's a starting 5 that could come together for the Dallas Mavericks. You get Luka Doncic, an MVP caliber player, as your starting point guard. Now Seth Curry steps into the starting 2 guard position because Tim Hardaway Jr. is gone. Dorian Finney-Smith is in there at the forward, along with Kristaps Porzingis and Rudy Gobert. That's 3 incredible defensive players in Dorian Finney-Smith, Gobert, and Porzingis. But are you really willing to give up Tim Hardaway Jr.? That's what this whole trade really hinges on, because he has an $18.9 million player option this summer. And he has to opt into that in order for this trade to work, or else the money just cannot match up. It just will not work. Now, Tim Hardaway Jr. has emerged as a true third option for the Dallas Mavericks. Offensively, he has been off the charts. He's been the 3rd leading scorer basically all season long since he stepped into the starting 5. His numbers speak for themselves. 15.8 points per game, 2 assists, 3 boards, and the three-point percentage at 41% is something I have talked about multiple times on this show. Are the Mavs really willing to give up his scoring ability along with another quality player in Dwight Powell? Like, let's not just throw Dwight Powell out the window. Now, he did tear his Achilles. That is a big thing that we're going to have to keep an eye on if he returns in the middle of next season. He is still an elite lob threat in the pick and roll, which would kind of make up for what the Jazz lose in Rudy Gobert in that sense on the offensive end. But he did sign a 3-year, $33 million extension to stay in Dallas. So Dwight Powell is very, very valuable. Now, the injury definitely hinders him. I don't know if Dallas says yes to this deal, but again, are Dwight Powell and Tim Hardaway Jr. enough to lure Rudy Gobert outside of Utah? I'm not 100% sold on that. I think it is going to be very, very interesting to watch to see if Bleacher Report's trade proposal could actually come true. So who do you want to see as Dallas' starting center in the 2020-2021 season? Let me know in the comment section below. I think Kristaps Porzingis at the 5 still makes a ton of sense, almost too much sense to just give up on. I'll talk about him a little bit later in today's show as the starting center because that's what we're looking at right now. I think Dwight Powell comes back healthy eventually, but not to start the year off. So I still think it could be KP, but let me know who you guys think in the comment section below. While you guys do that, I'm going to remind you to go check out our friends over at Fanatics because they've got an incredible deal, some new gear for you guys. This Luka Doncic t-shirt is 25% off when you go to chatsports.com/Luka shirt. And then you save some money on that t-shirt. You can go over to the rest of the Fanatics website and get even more Mavs gear. When you go to chatsports.com/Mavs sale, it's up to 60% off all Dallas Mavericks gear. Maybe you want a hat. Maybe you want a t-shirt. Maybe you want a sweatshirt, whatever it may be. Go check it out with Fanatics. That's chatsports.com/Mavs sale for up to 60% off all Dallas Mavericks gear today. Let's keep it rolling with today's show, and we're going to start talking about Myles Turner. This is another guy that Bleacher Report has said, hey, maybe the Mavs can take a swing and get Myles Turner to Dallas this season, maybe this offseason. Now, Indiana was looking to trade him in the middle of the season when Domantas Sabonis kind of took over the starting center role, and they couldn't really work out in the same front court. Let's remember, he is a Dallas native. He went to Euless Trinity in Euless, Texas. And one interesting note that I had to include here is that not too long ago, he hired a brand new agent. He fired his old one. He hired a new one. You know who the new one was? It was Bill Duffy. Why does that matter? That's Luka's agent. So maybe, just maybe, the Mavs superstar wants to team up with another guy that's represented by the same agent. That could be Myles Turner. And if it happens, Mavs get a pretty good guy. He averaged 11.8 points per game and nearly 7 rebounds this year with the Indiana Pacers. But the best thing that Myles Turner does is block shots, 2.2 blocked shots per game. He also stretches the floor at a decent rate at 33.6%, but that three-point percentage isn't as high as many would like, but he can play that stretch 5 role pretty well. So let's look at what Bleacher Report has to send Myles Turner to Dallas. And this one I'm a little bit skeptical on. Now, the first one I was like, yeah, I think the Mavs could do that. This one, I don't think they will. The Mavs get Myles Turner, obviously a great shot blocker, but they send back Maxi Kleber, Seth Curry, and Jalen Brunson. So you send back your backup power forward / center in Maxi Kleber. You send back your best six man in Seth Curry. And then you send back your second string point guard in Jalen Brunson. I'm not so sure about this deal. Seth Curry and Maxi Kleber are both on incredible contracts right now. Jalen Brunson is still in his second year in the league. Maxi Kleber does a lot of the things Myles Turner already does at a much cheaper price. So are you willing to give up all 3 of those guys? When you look at their numbers across the board, that's a big chunk of really everything that they do to just send back for Myles Turner. Kleber averaging 9.2 points per game. Seth Curry coming off the bench, getting nearly 13 points per game. And Jalen Brunson, when healthy, 8.2 points per game. Let's not forget Maxi Kleber is one of the most underrated defenders in the NBA right now. He can switch onto guards. He can switch onto bigger centers. He can switch onto bigger power forwards, smaller power forwards. Whatever you need Maxi Kleber to do, he can do it on the defensive end of the ball. I'm not ready to just give those guys up for Myles Turner. I'm not so sure about that. But maybe you guys disagree with me. Let me know what you guys think in that comment section below. And if you miss basketball as much as I do, type me down in the comment section below because I miss basketball so much. It's been terrible. It's been really hard just to sit around and watch replays of old games. In fact, I just watched the 2011 NBA Finals again. I watched the Mavs beat the Miami Heat, but I'm still missing basketball right now. If you're missing as much as we are, you can subscribe to Chat Sports where we're still talking about basketball every single week here. You go ahead and hit that big red subscribe button. Get us up to 170,000 subscribers. We're sitting right around 166,000. Got to get that number up and up. So hit the big red button down below. Subscribe for some more NBA videos. Now, the last note I want to touch on here is why I don't think the Mavs need to make a trade for a big-time center. It's because of Kristaps Porzingis. Now, once Dwight Powell went down, Porzingis gets moved to that starting center role, and he did amazing. I mean, he did so well. I loved what I saw from Porzingis. Now, maybe that's the long-term fit. Maybe the Mavs go Porzingis at the 5 long-term, keep Seth Curry in the starting 5 with Tim Hardaway Jr., Dorian Finney-Smith, and, of course, Luka Doncic. So are you really ready to dump a bunch of role players like Tim Hardaway Jr., like Dwight Powell, like Seth Curry, like Maxi Kleber, like Jalen Brunson, maybe even draft picks for guys like Myles Turner and Gobert who can do things that Porzingis already does? And Porzingis can do more than those guys do. 19.2 points per game, 10 boards, 2 blocked shots. Neither of those big men are shooting the 3 ball the way Porzingis does at 35% from 3. Porzingis is a true unicorn. You keep him at the 5, that's how you're going to win basketball games. You might not need to make a move for one of these guys. If you really want to make a move for Gobert, fine. Do it in 2021 when he's a free agent. But let's let you guys pick one. Rudy Gobert, 15 points per game, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 13 blocked shots per game. 13 rebounds, 2 blocked shots per game. And he's finishing around 70% from the rim. Myles Turner, on the other hand, 12 points per game. He's averaging about 7 rebounds and 2.2 blocked shots, 45% from the field, but he can stretch the floor as a big man as well. He shoots the 3 ball pretty well. So which one would you rather have in Dallas next season? Type G for Rudy Gobert, type T for Myles Turner. Let me know down in the comment section below. I'm going to say Rudy Gobert. I think that's who I would rather have right now, but I also am not ready to move all those pieces for one guy. Wait till 2021. Then you can chase Rudy Gobert. If you really want Myles Turner, give up some pieces, but not Maxi Kleber and Seth Curry. No, thank you. Guys, before I get out today, I want to make sure you check out Fanatics. You go to chatsports.com/LucaShirt. You get 25% off this t-shirt. If you want something else, go to chatsports.com/Mavs sale. Get up to 60% off on Fanatics across all Mavs gear. Guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.